A human body weighs, let's say, 70 kilograms. When that body dies, it still weighs 70 kilograms. You put it on a scale a moment before and a moment after, and the number does not change. And yet, something has changed radically. So I want to ask you a very simple question, almost a childlike one, but an immensely serious one. Where did the person go? Well, I'm an engineer, and people often say that engineers takes the mystery out of life. I think the opposite is true. I think that if we really look at what physics suggests about this question, we find something far stranger, more unsettling, and more beautiful than any religious or animistic or ghost story. The first thing to understand is that we are made of atoms, all right? So we are literally made of atoms, carbons, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, iron, and a few other elements. But none of these atoms is us. A carbon atom does not know that it belongs to you. It does not know your name. It has no memory of you. And above all, it is not truly yours. The atoms in your body are on loan. They come from dead stars, from plants, from air, from water. And throughout your life, they are continuously replaced. And yet you still feel like yourself. So what persists is not the matter itself. We may then follow another lead. Okay, let's talk about energy. Here too, physics is clear. Energy cannot be destroyed. So when you die, the heat, the chemical bonds, the electrical processes of your body do not magically vanish. They are simply transformed, redistributed, reabsorbed into the environment. Every joule is accounted for. But this does not mean that you continue as energy, just as the flame of a candle, once extinguished, does not travel somewhere else. The wax remains, the atoms remain, the energy remains, but the flame was a process, not a substance. So when the conditions end, the flame ends. And this is the decisive point. Perhaps we are like that too. We are not our matter. We are not simply our energy. We are the organization of matter and energy. So we are the pattern, the configuration, the specific way in which trillions of cells, billions of neurons, electrical signals, chemical gradients, and biological structures are arranged and coordinated. We are a dynamic form, not a block of substance. But configurations, all configurations are fragile. A sand castle is nothing but sand arranged in a certain way. If the castle collapses, all the sand is still here, well, still there, but the castle no longer exists. Where did it go? Nowhere. That pattern simply ceased. In the same way, when a human being dies, the matter remains, the energy remains, but that extraordinary precise configuration that constituted a conscious person ceases. Modern physics adds another level, information. In principle, the information describing a physical system does not easily disappear. But in the concrete reality of entropy, decomposition and dispersions, that information is scrambled, fragmented, and scattered until it becomes unrecoverable. It is like a love letter put through a shredder, then burned, then scattered into the ocean. The atoms of the letter still exist, but the message is gone, not because the matter vanished, but because its meaningful organization vanished. So if we really follow physics all the way down, what we find is this. Your atoms persist, your energy persists. Perhaps even some trace of the physical information persists. But what ends in the concrete, coherent, living, conscious configurations, that was you. That ends. It does not relocate elsewhere like a substance. It simply ceases. And yet, to me, this is not a nihilistic conclusion. On the contrary, it may be the most astonishing one of all, because it means that the universe, through its blind and impersonal laws, managed to organize inert matter into a form of capable, of feeling, remembering, suffering, loving, and questioning itself. Carbon doesn't think. Hydrogen has no interest in philosophy. And yet, over billions of years, these atoms produced Beethoven, Shakespeare, mathematics, pain, tenderness, thought, and the awareness of death. But this does not diminish the value of life. It deepens it. A sunset is not worth less because of it, because it ends. A symphony is not less beautiful because its final notes fades. In a sense, finitude is precisely what makes intensity of meaning possible. So perhaps the question, where does the soul go, begins with the wrong assumption. It assumes that the soul is a thing, a substance, something that can leave the body and move elsewhere. But physics suggests that the deepest things in nature may not be substances at all. They may be processes, relations, patterns. A wave is not separate from the water. A flame is not separate from combustion. A song is not separate from the vibrating air. And perhaps you are like that too. Not a ghost inside a biological machine, but what happens when matter is organized in this extraordinary way. And when that organization ends, the happening ends as well. Your atoms will continue. They will pass into the soil, the water, the air, into another body, into other cycles. But you were that unrepeatable pattern. And the fact that the universe, even for an instant, managed to become something that thinks, loves, and questions its own existence, that, for me, is not a despairing truth. It is a vertiginous one. In a single sentence, perhaps physics does not tell us that soul goes anywhere. It tells us, rather, that for a brief time, the universe took the form of a person,